A ti y a toda la gente que nos ve por acá, por Capital 21, llegó el momento de nuestro Cácaro de la semana y esta vez voy a hacer de pocas palabras en mi presentación porque tuve la oportunidad de sentarme a platicar con uno de los grandes íconos de Hollywood. Estoy hablando de Michael Douglas, quien estrenó en la plataforma de Apple TV Plus la serie Franklin, que nos cuenta la historia de Benjamin Franklin, este personaje emblemático, uno de los padres fundadores de Estados Unidos, quien tuvo que ir a Francia en algún momento de su vida para ser ayudado durante pues la búsqueda de la independencia de su país. Lo interesante aquí es que Michael Douglas, que tiene 80 años, interpreta a Benjamin Franklin, quien estaba en sus 70 cuando ocurrió esta historia. Pero bueno, vamos a ver qué es lo que me contó este astro del cine internacional. Hey, how are you? Hi, Michael. Nice to meet you.
Hola, Gonzalo. How are you?
I'm so happy to talk with you. I grew up watching you on every screen on my house because my mom is the biggest fan in Mexico, I guess.
But you were too young to stay up for Streets of San Francisco. I know that.
I watch the reruns, let me tell you.
Great.
And it's funny that you mentioned the Streets of San Francisco because it's been almost 50 years since you were on that show. More than 50 years, actually.
More than 50.
You already did the Kominsky method, and you not only acted but also produced as in Franklin. What asked or what attracted you, to these kind of projects that you're going back to the series format?
Right. I have never done a period show. My entire career has been contemporary. So these last few years of my career, I've tried to do things that I've never done before. So I did the Kominsky method. It was a comedy show. I wanted to learn more about comedy. And Ant-Man, I'd never done a green screen special effects movie before. So that was that. And now Franklin came along. I said, okay, this is a chance to do a period piece. And then, of course, it was a fascinating character. And I thought, what better to do a period piece about the creation of our country, the beginning of democracy, especially with it having resonance with this election year in our own country and issues that are going on.
I guess that talking about Benjamin Franklin and as even the synopsis of the show says, he took big risks. He gambled, the future of the whole country. You started doing big risks also with big results. I mean, you did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest as one of your first movies. You got an Oscar. What are other things that maybe you were related with Benjamin Franklin? You once read the script or the book that it's based on.
Well, the one area I was not related to him was his intelligence, and he's a lot smarter than I ever would be. I could not believe what he achieved. The part that really amazed me, which I didn't know a lot about, was the story of our show. Franklin was when he was 70. So he'd accomplished everything we know about as an inventor, as a writer, publisher. University began, libraries, all of that. But at 70, when they're finishing up signing the Declaration of Independence, here he is asked now to go to France to get the French support for America's survival because they had no money. The military was in bad shape and finances. So here he is, he takes this trip, across the Atlantic, must have taken at least 2 months, arrives in France, doesn't know with all the spies, has never done this before, has never been a diplomat, and succeeds in seducing a monarchy, Louis XVI monarchy, to support this new democracy, and the realization that if he failed, we would not have America as we know it. It wouldn't have happened. They would have lost the war to England, and it would have been a different story. So the areas that I guess I feel that you add your sense is the areas that you would use as an actor, which is seduction, trying to be charming, calculating, understanding the actors or the people around you, evaluating the situations, And he had a great sense of humor that was very nice. It's always nice to have a character that's a big flirt. I think he was a very promiscuous man. I would not want to have been Franklin's wife. And he liked his drink, so those are things that I am more familiar with.
Why is it so important to talk about the founding fathers in an election year?
Well, it's as I was doing the project, I realized. I mean, again, we started this in 2022. This filming, that there are amazing parallels to what was going on in our country, in the U.S., vis-a-vis how vulnerable democracy really is, and I think we don't realize this, and it takes us back to the beginning to realize how precious and vulnerable and always changing it is. And this year, you know, in the States, we have our elections coming up, and we find this discussion of democracy near the top of the list, because more and more countries are becoming autocracies. Democracy is an endangered species. So I think that's a strong message that I think people will take away when they see the show.
Well, hopefully. Michael, it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank
you so much for this.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Bueno, Fer, pues ahí lo tienes. ¿Qué más puedo yo agregar a lo que ya dijo el buen Michael Douglas? Échenle un ojo a Franklin, ya la encuentran en la plataforma de Apple TV Plus, así que creo que no se van a decepcionar. Un buen regalo para esta semanita en la cual ha habido bastante descanso y ya se viene el fin de semana.